What's good, crypto fam? Welcome back. Lots to share today. In today's show, the Bitcoin metrics to the moon, all-time high for the hash rate, daily transactions, and ordinals. And quoting on-chain analyst William Clemente, the Bitcoin hash rate is relentless. Not only is it pushing to new record highs, this is also the largest 5-day increase ever. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, AI is the most powerful deflationary force in history. Employment and the bond market will collapse. No amount of money printing will offset this deflationary tsunami. All paper money will collapse. Bitcoin will skyrocket to infinity, but no humans will be around to spend it. Also in today's show, MicroStrategy's Bitcoin conviction is strong as it posts their Q1 profit of $94 million. Not so shabby. Also in today's show, the U.S. government sells nearly $300 billion worth of assets to JPMorgan Chase after the collapse of the First Republic Bank. That's right. Also in today's show, historic Bitcoin bull run is underway, says popular crypto analyst. I'll be breaking down his $220,000 Bitcoin forecast. Also in today's show, Balaji, the former Coinbase CTO, says he is not backtracking on his massive Bitcoin bet as probability of the U.S. debt default rises. We'll also be discussing the Bitcoin price destined for $1 million following the First Republic collapse, says Arthur Hayes. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1269. I'm your host JV, and today is May 2nd, 2023, and the entire crypto market is pumping. You gotta love it. So let's dive into today's market watch. You can see Bitcoin up 1.2% for the day, trading back above 28,500 as 28,000 support held strong. We have Ether up 1.25%, trading above $1,860, and also XRP, Doge, and Litecoin all in the green, while Solana, Polkadot, and Avalanche are correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sitting back under 1.2 trillion with only 37 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back on the rise at 46.9%, and the Ether dominance also back on the rise at 19% even. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Block Stacks up 4.5%, trading above 71 cents, followed by FXS up almost 4%, trading at $7.85, followed by Kronos up almost 4%, trading just above 7.2 cents. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, we can see Pepe leading the pack up 16.1%. We have Hex up almost 10%, and Block Stacks up 4.5%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 55 in greed. Yesterday was a 63, last week a 53 neutral, and last month a 63 in greed. So there you have it. How many of you are currently bullish on the King Crypto? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis and check out the charts and what's popping. A lot of Bitcoin miners just came online. The Bitcoin hash rate, or the total computing power of the Bitcoin blockchain, just soared to 439 exahashes per second. Let's go. Moreover, the number of transactions the Bitcoin blockchain processed in one day exceeded 682,000 as over 300,000 ordinals inscribed on the Bitcoin blockchain. New record highs as the fundamentals have never been stronger. These milestones demonstrate the network's strength and stability, as well as the increasing adoption of Bitcoin for various use cases, all while the banking sector in the United States continues to go kaput. The Bitcoin hash rate, a measure of the computational power dedicated to securing the blockchain, reached an all-time high, signifying increased confidence in the network's security. The hash rate is a crucial indicator of the network's health, as a higher hash rate means more miners are participating, thus making the network more resistant to attacks. And quoting Max Keiser, the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate, ultimately meaning the price is a lagging indicator. Now, the surge in hash rate reflects price-growing investments in mining infrastructure despite the fluctuations of the price of Bitcoin, and more territories and regions around the world continue to mine BTC with increasing amounts of renewable energy, allaying fears of centralization or environmental impacts that shroud the Bitcoin mining of the past. However, as Denver Bitcoin, a well-known Bitcoin miner with Upstream Data Inc. points out, the hash rate surge may be short-lived. It's important to watch the 1500 block, the 5K block average time to get an understanding of the true hash rate, as he shares here in this tweet. Now, the hash rate may be temporarily surging, partly driven by the resurgence in the popularity of the Bitcoin ordinal inscriptions. Bitcoin ordinals are unique NFTs built on the Bitcoin network, each representing a distinct position in the Bitcoin blockchain. Each ordinal is inscribed on a Satoshi, which we all know is the smallest unit of a Bitcoin. One Bitcoin divided into 100 million Satoshis, just FYI. Ordinals have gained traction amongst collectors, investors, and enthusiasts. How many of you are collectors of ordinals or just NFTs in general? Let me know in the comments below. Offering a new way to engage with the Bitcoin ecosystem, Bitcoin ordinals fan Dan Held, for example, shares that altcoin advocates engage with Bitcoin for the first time due to their creation. And as you can see in this chart, these ordinals are going through the roof. The number of inscriptions in a 24-hour period just exceeded 350,000 on May 1st, which was yesterday, as the total number of ordinals exceed 3 million. And given that each ordinal inscription also counts as a transaction, the number of Bitcoin transactions have also soared. The numbers don't lie. And as more people buy, sell, and trade Bitcoin ordinals, the number of daily transactions on the network has significantly increased to 682,000. The meme pool, or the waiting area for incoming transactions before they're confirmed, is currently very busy. The cheapest transaction fee sits at 8 Satoshis, or about 30 cents, way above its lows of 1 Satoshi. And if users are looking to send money to wallets on the Bitcoin-based chain, the costs are significantly higher than usual due to the surging number of ordinal inscriptions. So it could be jacking up the price of the Bitcoin blockchain, just FYI. But compared to Ethereum, it's nothing. So for some, Bitcoin ordinals offer another role for the network that goes above its activities as a store of value and medium of exchange. And for others, such as Dr. Adam Back, the number 76 on Cointelegraph's 100 ordinals are useless. So do you agree with Dan Held or Adam Back? And as William Clemente, the on-chain analyst, points out, as you can see in this chart, the Bitcoin hash rate is relentless. Not only is it pushing to new record highs, this is also the largest 5-day increase ever. So it's no surprise to me the Bitcoin started pumping. And quoting Max, AI is the most powerful deflationary force in history. Employment and the bond market will collapse. No amount of money printing will offset this deflationary tsunami. All paper money will collapse. Bitcoin will skyrocket to infinity, but no humans will be around to spend it. Now, I sure hope that's not the case and that humans do stick around for a while, but it is very scary even contemplating AI technology and what it means for the future of humanity. But with all that being shared, now let's dive into the latest profits of MicroStrategy, the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on its balance sheet. Here we go. Check it. Business intelligence platform MSTR has reiterated its commitment to its Bitcoin investment strategy after turning its first quarterly profit all the way since 2020. Michael Saylor founded the firm back when it was in green in the first quarter of 2023 with a profit of $94 million, which was largely attributed to the one-time income tax benefit of $453 million. And in addition to the tax benefit, the firm cashed in $121.9 million in revenue, up 2.2% from the same time last year. And Feng Li, the firm's CEO, explained in a May 1st statement that MicroStrategy's conviction in Bitcoin investment strategy is as strong as ever. Quoting him here, the conviction in our Bitcoin strategy remains strong as the digital asset environment continues to mature. We remain disciplined on costs while investing in growth, and we will continue to execute our dual strategy of growing our business intelligence software business and acquiring Bitcoin for the future. Lee also stressed that its core business is not impacted by the short-term price fluctuations of the King crypto. That's right. And also, Saylor, who serves as MicroStrategy's chairman, attributed the successful quarter to sharp execution in the firm's core business model and its Bitcoin investment thesis, which he described as the right strategy, adding the following: so ultimately, it's not easy to see what better strategy there might be. And so we are strong proponents of a Bitcoin strategy. And as you can see from this chart, simply acquiring and holding Bitcoin in a prudent fashion is a pretty good way to outperform the market. That's right. The Bitcoin advocate predicted investors will soon exit their positions on crypto assets that are under the microscope in the regulatory environment, aka altcoins, which will flow into Bitcoin. MicroStrategy's chief financial officer, Andrew Kang, added the firm also managed to reduce its leverage by repaying its $161 million Bitcoin-backed loan from the now collapsed Silvergate Bank. Quoting him here, by retiring the debt, we also released all the Bitcoin that were pledged as the collateral, securing the loan. This was an important and strategic transaction for us, and our liability management goals. And according to the previous SEC filings, the business intelligence firm bought 7,500 Bitcoin in the first quarter across two purchases on March 23rd and April 5th for a total of $179 million as they continue to dollar cost average. And here in this chart, you can see the approximate number of Bitcoins held at the end of each quarter. The firm now holds a whopping 140,000 BTC, where collectively they purchased at an average cost of $29,800, which means they're almost back in profit, 30,000 being that profit margin mark line in the sand. The firm's turn to profit comes as Bitcoin managed to rise 72% over the first quarter to about $28,300. With the price of Bitcoin above $28,000, MicroStrategy is down around 5% on its Bitcoin investment. The firm was, however, in the green for a period of time last month when Bitcoin price skyrocketed, reaching $31,000 on April 15th. Now, the software analytics firm began investing in cash reserves in Bitcoin on March 5th of 2021 when it bought 91,000 Bitcoin, which is 65% of its total holdings today. That's right. He'd rather have Bitcoin than a melting ice cube on the balance sheet, right? Saylor recently revealed that MicroStrategy integrated Bitcoin Lightning into its corporate email addresses. The Bitcoin savvy firm is also in the process of developing a Bitcoin Layer 2 Lightning Network-based software as a service tool for corporations. So there you have it. Obviously, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy very bullish on the king crypto, as they should be. And now let's break down our next story of the day, and that's $300 billion in a government sell-off as a result of First Republic Bank collapse. Then we'll discuss a historic bull run underway, followed by an update for the $1 million Bitcoin bet, followed by a very bold Bitcoin $1 million price prediction, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A. So here we go. JPMorgan Chase, the largest bank in the U.S., acquired the majority of the collapsed First Republic Bank after it was seized by the FDIC. In a press release, JPMorgan says it has acquired approximately $173 billion worth of loans, $30 billion worth of securities, and $92 billion worth of deposits, both insured and uninsured. Now, Jamie Dimon, the tapeworm himself and Bitcoin critic and CEO of the bank, shared the following: "Our government invited us and others to set up, and we did. This acquisition modestly benefits our company overall. It is accretive to shareholders, it helps further advance our wealth strategy, and it is complementary to our existing franchise." Yeah, I bet it is. First Republic collapse reached its final chapter last week as its stock price plunged with such volatility that the New York Stock Exchange halted trading 5 times. The bank's woes accelerated when it revealed that $100 billion worth of deposits vanished from its accounts as customers rushed to withdraw their capital. That's right, there was a bank run. People lost, respect for the bank and lost faith in them having their funds. So that's what happens. Last week, the chief investment officer of JPMorgan Asset Management said that the crisis is in the country's banking industry and it's not done claiming victims. Bob Michel said in a Bloomberg interview that it would be naive to think that the banking crisis was over and warned that more pain could come, especially to regional banks if they're unable to receive government support. Quoting him here, "Well, I think we have both a banking problem and a First Republic problem, and I think it's something naive to say that this is just limited to the First Republic. If you step back and think about it, this should have never happened. This happened in the most heavily regulated, capitalized industry on the planet. Banking and the regional banking system, I think, is quite vital to the United States. So I think it is a crisis. I think the regional banks are heavily dependent on the FDIC. They are heavily dependent on the Fed Home Loan Bank to get additional cash. We don't know how they are going to operate when those two programs expire. So there you have it. Never trust the banks, and only keep in the bank what you're willing and affording to lose, because at the end of the day, your money might not be there when you need it most. So keep that in mind. And with that being shared, fam, now let's discuss this historic bull run, which is already underway, according to crypto analysts. That's right, he's doubling down on a contrarian prediction. The Bitcoin is only weeks away from a massive parabolic surge, well into the 6-figure price range. Full send it. This analyst tells his 110,000 Twitter followers that the double exponential moving average is crossing above the weekly median high and low, has historically been a very reliable indicator for the beginning of the Bitcoin bull runs. Now, the DEMA is a variation of the regular EMA designed to lessen the noise and provide smoother signals, while the medium high is low and similar to a moving average, but uses the medians rather than the averages. Quoting him here on crypto Twitter, "Bitcoin bull run begins when the weekly weekly double exponential moving average 100 crosses the weekly median. As you can see in this chart, its historical bull run begins. And in this historical bull run, it shows us shooting on up to 220,000 plus sometime between 2024 and 2025. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Crypto Analyst. And it also takes a look at the weekly candle Kroll stop indicator, which calculates elements of an asset's volatility to pinpoint the potential entry points or stop losses for traders. And according to the analyst, the indicator just signaled that the Bitcoin bull run is underway. So send it. Let's get it. When Bitcoin hits the weekly Shane Kroll stop 40,116, historic bull runs begin. So there you have it. And lastly, the analyst says the Bitcoin is mimicking its post-COVID crash price action from 2020 nearly perfectly today. He shares a chart, which you can see below, depicting Bitcoin recovering from a price dip before finding stability on a diagonal support line and then taking off to new highs. Based on this fractal, the King Crypto is ready for much higher prices, according to the analyst. Well, like I said, send it and let's freaking go. And shout out to this analyst here. I'll include all of these links in the show notes below the video in the description for you to reference and check out. But now let's discuss the big $1 million Bitcoin price bet from the former Coinbase Chief Technology Officer, Balaji. And then we'll be discussing a new $1 million Bitcoin price prediction from Crypto Hayes, the ex-BitMEX CEO. And then we'll dive into some live Q&A. So here we go. Balaji says he is not backing down from his bold call. The Bitcoin will explode to $1 million on the back of the U.S. economic crisis. In March, the former Coinbase executive placed a bet the Bitcoin would reach $1 million within 3 months, with that cutoff date being June 17th. That's right, largely due to the failing banks and hyperinflation. He previously said that the bank runs happen much faster today, considering we're living in a digital world. Quoting him here, I think we see an exit from the U.S. banking system towards Bitcoin over the next weeks and months and perhaps years to come. The exact timeline of 90 days, I don't think it's impossible that happens given how fast digital bank runs happen, but directionally, it is much easier. Timing is hard. Prepping is easy. Now, while many have interpreted Balaji's bet as a more of a statement or publicity stunt, he says he has no intention to backtrack on his call. Quoting him again, not backtracking on anything. I said 10% chance fiat crisis happens in months, 70% chance in years, 19% chance in decades, 1% chance in centuries, but 10% is very high and worth drawing attention to. Others also believe the probability of sovereign default is at an all-time highs. Now, the Bitcoin bull also points out the likelihood of a U.S. sovereign default recently hit all-time highs, potentially strengthening his side of the bet. He shares a chart showing the price of credit default swaps on the U.S. one-year bonds skyrocketing as of late. Quoting him here, had to work out the legal details, but looks for a bet update soon. Meanwhile, markets also put the probability of the U.S. sovereign default at all-time highs, and that's just a debt ceiling-driven explicit default. Doesn't include all of the routes to monetizing debt, as outlined here in this chart. And analysts at Morgan Stanley Capital International analysts have warned that the effects of the U.S. default on its debt could potentially be catastrophic. Quoting them here, the consequences of a potential default by the U.S. government extend beyond the immediate impact on holders of treasuries. Major market dislocation and a sharp slowdown in economic activity could both be realistic possibilities. So there you have it. And for Bitcoin price at the current rate to hit that $1 million target, that means we're about 3,000% away from that $1 million call. So do you agree or disagree with Balaji that we have a 10% chance still of hitting $1 million by June 17th? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's discuss the latest with Crypto Hayes. That's right, the one and only, the ex-BitMEX CEO and founder. He's also predicting a $1 million price on the back of the collapse of First Republic Bank. That's right, the crypto billionaire tells his 400,000 Twitter followers that First Republic Bank won't likely be the last financial institution to collapse. Preach. According to Hayes, another regional bank will likely face liquidity issues in the coming days as the Fed gears up to raise their interest rates. Quoting him here, seems like the Fed still wants to hike 0.25% at its meeting this week. They still don't get it, or maybe they do and they're just hoping and praying that the market is stupid. Doesn't matter either way. A rate hike almost guarantees another non-too-big-to-fail bank will bite the dust this week. Now, First Republic has a loan book full of jumbo mortgages made to rich people at low rates that are now worth way less after the interest rates rose. The next bank to maybe fail this week, I think, will have a loan book full of illiquid large commercial real estate loans. Now, Hayes also predicts that the crisis in the banking sector will trigger a macroeconomic turmoil that can help springboard the king crypto to $1 million per coin. Now, we all know he has made numerous $1 million Bitcoin price predictions in the past, but quoting him here, I will be looking through my sell-side research for a chart that shows the U.S. banks with the largest CRE portfolios, commercial real estate. I will then take a hard look at 50 to 75% out of the money short-dated puts on these banks to be purchased after the Fed meetings. Yahtzee, Bitcoin, $1 million. Let's freaking go. Now, last year, the former BitMEX CEO and fellow executive Benjamin Dello both pled guilty to violating the Bank Secrecy Act by willfully failing to establish anti-money laundering protocols at their exchange. A judge later sentenced Hayes to 6 months of home detention and 2 years of probation, and the former CEO also agreed to pay a fine of $10 million. So there you have it. What are your thoughts surrounding this $1 million price prediction from Crypto Hayes as the banks continue to fall like dominoes? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's dive into today's Bitcoin let's dive into today's Q&A, and shout out to everyone in the live chat. I greatly appreciate everyone supporting the channel. Nate, good morning and welcome. Selling with Twins, Adam 2, Digital Dankness, F1 Frontier. That was poppin'. Good to see y'all. Villain, Statwise Jenks, Gary N, good morning and welcome. Good to see y'all. Barry, welcome. Nelson Alquino, welcome. Max Jolly, welcome. I'm going to scroll to the very top. Digital Dankness, always a pleasure, fam. Appreciate all your support. Evan Rivero, good to see you. Don't forget to smash that like button, says Dankness. I appreciate that as it helps out tremendously. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications so you don't miss out whenever I do go live. And quoting Al Gore, I think the fact that within the Bitcoin universe an algorithm replaces the function of the government is actually pretty cool. Very interesting that Al Gore said that. Jeff says, have a couple of days off. It was raining. I was going to go fishing this morning. Now I can catch crypto news alerts and not fish. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, supporting the show live. You guys are awesome. Days off are always amazing. I had 1 day off and I'm not doing my company or my property management job. I am taking my time. Well, do your thing, fam, and enjoy. And again, I appreciate you tuning in from South Africa. Do any of you guys here trade? Excellent question from Top Shotta AU. Let me know in the comments how many of you are traders. Some of our fam trades. I swing trade occasionally, says Dankness. Top Shotta, stupid question, but we friends. Who this kind of a question is all you trade your own Bitcoin, but you can trade. Yeah, I think he's referring to any day traders in the house, maybe people doing that for a living as a profession. Right now, it's bouncing on the support area, given the RSI, relative strength index relief, to allow for another good push to the upside, but it could also break through the support. By the end of the cycle, it will be up. I just think dollar cost average and not to worry about the price. The only price that matters is the final price when there is no more Bitcoin to be mined. Sage advice, Digital Dankness, just keep stacking your sats, fam. And that's right. Why are we always so concerned about the US dollar price when the US dollar is not even going to be in existence in the coming years? You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. Good morning, Mike M, and welcome. Almost a 2% pump right now. That's right. Hopefully we continue pumping throughout the day. Let's recapture $29,000 and $30,000. I'd love for that. Michael Volker, welcome, says big week in crypto. Yes, fam, you know. Alan Haley says like smash. Greatly appreciate that. Anything Bitcoin says, good afternoon from Liverpool. Shout out to the UK. Already retweeted to say we are going live now. Thank you, Tony Jeffries. I greatly appreciate your level of support. We're helping out the show. Good morning, Juan Romero. Good to see you. What's new, partner? What's poppin'? Is this the AI-generated version of Crypto News Alerts? No. Wouldn't that be something, though, if this was an AI-generated show and nobody even knew? Holy moly. I'm on vacation in the Bahamas. Going live in Puerto Rico. Statwise, good to see JV, Digital Dankness, and the crew. Good to see you as well, fam. Always a pleasure. Orange Pill, you already know. Pump to 69. Let's go, Max Jolly. I'd love to see Bitcoin return to its all-time high. I think that's likely to occur. More than likely, if not this year, then 2024, next year, the year of the halving. And then 2025, I'm expecting a multiple six-figure Bitcoin price action. Anyone see the anti-Bitcoin army yet? Are you serious? I have not F1, but that is hilarious. Dankness says, I think the fact that within the Bitcoin universe, yeah, I mean, I shared that quote a little earlier. Michael Saylor is the Bitcoin master. Shout out to the Giga Chad. That's right, Sailing with Twins. With my Ethereum finally unstaked, I am now 100% Bitcoin on cold storage. Don't be an ish coiner. Well, congratulations considerations stat-wise. Love to hear it. Dollar cost average all the way, says Gary N. Word up. Long live Michael Saylor and Max Kaiser. That's what's up. Villain, welcome. Yo, yo, yo. And quoting John McAfee, and rest in peace to McAfee, you can't stop things like Bitcoin. It'll be everywhere, and the world will have to readjust. World governments will just have to readjust. Facts. And also another quote, do not under any circumstances take that vaccine. Wise warning from John McAfee. And again, rest in peace to McAfee. Nate says, strong suggestion, get rid of the horizontal promotional row at the bottom. It takes up too much valuable vertical screen space. We can't see enough of the charts or words that you are discussing. I appreciate that feedback. So the horizontal promotional row at the bottom. Word up. So you're referring to the banner that says crypto news alerts and where it says the Twitter, Spotify, iTunes with the price action. When you say bottom, just want to make sure I'm clear because I don't fully understand. But yeah, word up. I appreciate the feedback. I'll take that into consideration. I've been thinking it's Wednesday all day. Isn't that something? No, today is only Tuesday, May 2nd. Yesterday was Monday, May 1st. New month. We closed out the month of April at roughly $29,000. I was hoping we'd close above 30, but unfortunately, we pulled back at that time. Nate says the right column is useful, but the bottom row is counterproductive, at least from the perspective of the viewer, trying to see and follow what you're discussing while the screen is scrolling. I understand now, Nate. Thank you. JV, like going to change something because of one suggestion? I don't know. Good stuff. Well, I appreciate the feedback regardless, fam. So thank you very much. And good morning and welcome to y'all tuning in. Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's pump it up. Barry, welcome. Anyone see the ant? Nah, I haven't seen that yet. Good stuff. Pushed by a man that stole his company's product that can't keep viruses out. Somehow thought he can keep a virus from humans. Hilarious. Yes, Tuesday. I've been thinking it's Wednesday all day, but that promotion info below the scrolling screen, not on it. While the screen is scrolling, JB going to change. I hope. Bum, bum, bum. I don't see what you mean, Nate, but maybe it's just me. Agreed, says Michael James Regan. The only thing in the way is the heart. Bottom right, the layout, GUI blocks, and a lot to see in the socials. Juan Romero, good morning and welcome, fam. Get rid of the bottom row that shows the Twitter, Spotify, and iTunes titles and the crypto news alerts promotion so I can see more of the scrolling screen. That's right. So ultimately, something I can do as well when I'm reading the screen, if I scroll up more, you'll be able to see that text at the top. If I don't do a good job scrolling, I understand what you mean, where the bottom can ultimately cover the screen, making it hard to follow. So thank you for those insights. Hit the like button and send Bitcoin to 1 million, says Gahard. I agree with Gahard. I trade dollars for Bitcoin weekly. It's a one-way street, though. Juan says, JV, when a live stream from Bitcoin country in El Salvador. Would love to. As soon as I visit El Salvador, we'll do a live stream. Absolutely. Are you in El Salvador? Or are you in Costa Rica? I forget. Let me know. Sup, fam? Evan Rivero, welcome, welcome. I can't find my ledger. Oh my God, did the aliens abduct your ledger, Jeff? Let me know. Hopefully you didn't lose it, but those who believe in Bitcoin also believe in cleverness. Yes. Please have your own keys. I have a ledger stopped working, but restored it. Well, that's the thing. If you store your own keys, even if you lose your Bitcoin wallet, you can basically recover them. If you don't have that somewhere safe and you lose your wallet, then you're ish out of luck, unfortunately. So that's one of the, things you got to be concerned of when you're self-custodying your crypto. Store your private keys and your crypto wallet in a very safe place and separate the two. Don't store them together, if you understand what I'm saying. Savage NFT says, I don't have a like button today. Not sure why. Isn't that something, YouTube? What is up with that? How am I supposed to get likes if there's no option for people to smash the like? Well, thank you for sharing and thank you for tuning in. I'm in LA, but I am Salvadoran. That's what's up. Shout out to LA and shout out to Salvadorians out there. You know what I mean? Good stuff. But anyways, fam, let's wrap up here with a recap of what I covered here with you in today's show. I broke down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin metrics to the moon, all-time high for the hash rate, the daily transactions, as well as ordinals. We also discussed MicroStrategy's Bitcoin conviction strong as it posts its quarter one profit of $94 million. We also discussed the U.S. government sells nearly $300 billion worth of assets to JPMorgan after the collapse of First Republic Bank. We also discussed discuss a historic Bitcoin bull run is underway, says popular crypto analyst, and he targets $220,000 sometime between 2024 and 2025. We also discuss the former Coinbase CTO Balaji not backtracking on his massive Bitcoin bet as the probability of the U.S. debt default rises, and he still says there's a 10% chance the Bitcoin still hits $1 million by June 17th. Also in today's show, we discussed the Bitcoin price destined for that 7-figure price following the collapse of First Republic Bank, says Arthur Hayes. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below, and I look forward to seeing you